Hi, and welcome to Telly Talk. I'm Liv.
And I'm Ben.
And on this episode, you'll hear our carefully considered and not at all random thoughts on a show we like. There will be spoilers.
We're giving ourselves an age rating of 15 and above, but you're welcome to make up your own mind. Listener discretion is advised.
Here we are again.
Amish all of a sudden.
Yeah, that time of the week.
It's Amish time.
Yeah.
Yeah, except you wouldn't be able to tell because you'd only be able to use a sundial.
I think they know what day it is. I think they have a calendar and stuff.
Made out of slate.
I think they have paper.
I mean, they've got a fridge.
I know.
Maybe that's where they keep their...
It's only a little
calendar.
bit cheating, right?
Only a little bit, yeah. Well, I mean, we see a lot of cheating in this episode.
We
when it comes to
do.
stuff
This
like
is season 1, episode 5, possibly the penultimate episode.
Yeah. Entitled The Evil One.
Yeah, and
Who'd
then they showed us a little quote, something to do with the Bible, and it highlighted the evil one as part of the quote.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one.
Yeah, and I always thought it was, but deliver us from evil.
It is always a translation, though, isn't it?
True.
So there's different translations of the Bible. The Bible. Who do you think they meant when they said the evil one in the show episode title?
I think there's probably more than one, and that's open to interpretation.
Oh, mysterious.
Is evil in the eye of the beholder?
Probably.
Like beauty?
I mean, I think it's defined quite specifically in the Bible.
Is it?
I think so.
I have never read the Bible.
I think they have quite a lot of sections about how, like, evil is bad and is like the devil and stuff and its temptation. And they've got, like, 10 commandments. And sins are evil. And so, like, by not following the commandments, you are sinning.
Right.
So...
Okay, but is sinning the same or different from evil?
I think it is to show evil. We've got off track.
Have we, though?
Yes.
I feel like we're quite on track.
Well, yeah, I feel like this isn't the most fun.
You know what would be helpful, though, is having this discussion with someone that maybe has read the Bible.
I feel like Bishop Vernon would probably be able to tell us a lot about this.
Yes, he would.
Although only in Pennsylvania Dutch, so we'd be out of luck anyway.
He does speak English.
Yes.
And also something.
I think some of the haircuts that were on display were pretty evil.
That's a bit mean.
Yes. Apparently I am mean.
Okay, right. Let's get into it then.
So, what is mean is that they do subject them to a 3.5 hour long church ceremony.
Well, it said 3 hours.
3.5.
Yeah, but then on the caption it said 3 hours later.
3 hours later.
You were looking at your phone.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to do that if you joined the Amish.
No, but there's a great many reasons why I'm not joining the Amish. But if I did join the Amish, I'd know that because I'm not a moron.
What do you mean?
Well, everyone was like, what? I've got to give up all my stuff and be... Oh.
Yeah, but didn't you say they didn't actually know they were joining the Amish? They
well,
were just going to a slower paced way of life.
That's the theory. So someone online had seen the casting sort of advert for season 2 of presumably this show, and it doesn't say, come and join the Amish, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, are you burnt out by the fast pace of modern life? Are you looking for a slower life? Are you individually, you and your partner, or you and your family, looking to have a more traditional lifestyle, maybe?
And that's it.
So,
no
yeah,
wonder everyone took their phones and their lashes and...
Yeah, we might get a family or a couple going on it next season.
Yes, except people seem to... Well, I assume at this point people will know what they're applying for.
Well, it depends how popular the show is.
Yes, because we're watching it, I feel like everyone's watching it. That's not right.
That's main character syndrome all over. Everyone else is NPCs living... It's a live world and we're all just living alongside. But yes, so they make a big deal of dragging us back to what happened on the show. They drag everyone to basically a whole day of church.
Yeah, because it's a 3.5 hour ceremony normally, and then they all have food. And
beforehand, there's what they call fellowship, which I think is mingling.
Oh, and then there's another fellowship afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
But the mingling is gender specific.
Oh, yeah.
Men on one side, women on the other.
Are you suggesting that they don't intergender mingle at an Amish ceremony?
I am
Weird.
stating that based on my new knowledge from this episode.
It's an education. This is the learning channel, after all. And it's interesting because to respect the ceremony, they allow Matt to temporarily wear Amish clothes.
Yes,
And
which I
they're
thought was quite nice of them.
I think it was because they didn't want to upset the wider community who are already a touch sceptical about the whole English integration thing, as opposed to being nice to Matt. Because they made it very clear, they're like, as soon as we're back, you're not having the clothes no more. You haven't earned them.
Yeah.
So, nice.
Well, they could have not let him go.
That would be amazing. I think they shouldn't have let him go.
Well, to be fair, I don't feel like he's respectful enough to
No.
have gone.
And he's been back 5 minutes, and they made everyone else go through a load of malarkey to get those, and then they're just like, oh yeah, Matt, chuck these on.
Well, that's why they made it clear that he had to take them off again afterwards.
Good thing they had a set in his size.
Yeah.
I think they had some prepared for everyone.
The thing is, the women's clothes are all handmade, but they haven't told us about the men's, and in fact, we've seen them go shopping.
And let's face it, if they went and did a load of selection for it, we'd have had a whole episode of James just going, that buckle is too shiny. Not for you, sir. Oh my god, if he didn't like the shoes that Jonah wanted to wear, imagine how strict he'd have been on Matt trying to buy anything.
Everything.
Yeah. I am disallowing your face.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has got a beard. Where does he stand with that? Because he's a divorced man. So in theory, he can have a beard because he's been married.
But do you lose beard privileges? I suppose in an Amish
divorce
community,
doesn't
you don't,
exist, does it?
Yeah. He's uncharted. But again, like Alan was saying, or someone was saying, like, shouldn't their actions pre-Amishness not be counted against them?
Yes, that wasn't Alan. That was a fellow muggle.
That was Kendra, wasn't it? And to be fair, she's got a vested interest, I suppose.
Yeah.
Unvested interest. Zing.
Skipping ahead.
So yeah, it looked quite interesting, this big mass church service. It didn't look fun.
No, because their benches don't have backrests, so you kind of have to, I don't know, use your back muscles to hold yourself up.
I enjoyed that they had a thing saying, due to like privacy and everything, and to protect the community, cameras weren't allowed in the ceremony. And then you cut to them filming it from like quite a ways away. Like, they never said anything about a long lens.
Yes, but we hardly saw anything, because some of the muggles come out and they say the songs were really long. They spent like 20 minutes on one page.
Because they elongate all their, like, sounds.
All the sounds. Yeah, so obviously we didn't get a view of that. I mean, we got, a 3-hour service in 5 seconds of shot. I think it's fine.
I'm
I think their privacy is protected.
One thing I did notice from the long lens shot is all of the rows had an extra bit on the end for everyone to put their hats on.
Nice.
They were just like straw hats in a line, all neatly laid out, and I'm like, custom furniture for hats.
It's the least they can do.
I thought it was interesting as well, seeing the long shot of them doing the fellowship ahead of time, where the Muggles were mingling with the Amish, and particularly with Judah. It's a difficult name. There were bits where we saw the Amish men talking to him, asking where he's from and everything, and then sort of ushering their children away from him.
Yeah.
He's English, you don't want your kids too near him.
Well, I think he interpreted that as a race thing because he's black. I don't know if that was true or not, but that seemed to be what he was then talking to us directly about.
It does seem extra hard for him because he is the only black guy there, so it does make you stand out like a sore thumb. So it must be difficult.
Yeah.
If you're going to be othered, you get extra othered.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, they go, and it seems like all of the Muggles, apart from Aaron, are like, right, as soon as they're allowed to leave, they're like, I have done my time, run.
Yeah. Whereas Aaron was invited to lunch, and he wanted to get as much out of the experience as possible, because it seems like he's genuinely keen to join them.
He's obviously got stronger back muscles than everyone else, that's the thing.
Yeah, well, he's grown up on some sort of farm, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah, because his dad's the jockey. Is this right?
No one's dad is a jockey.
What do you mean?
No one's dad is a jockey.
Yeah, Aaron's dad.
No.
Yeah. And we saw him on a farm doing farm things in the first episode.
No. Matt, his dad, was a rodeo lassoer.
Oh.
Aaron grew up near an Amish farm.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
And he worked out a lot.
Oh.
Do you know what I love, listeners? I love Liv tells us all what happens, and then I look at my notes and point out all of the ways it was wrong.
Okay, right. So he didn't live on a farm?
No.
And his dad is not a jockey?
No.
Right.
No one's dad is a jockey. I mean, someone out there's dad is a jockey, I'll grant you, but in this specific show, no jockeys.
I just made that up then. No. It must be the rodeo thing, but that's Matt, you say?
Ironically, when you're talking about Aaron, you must have misheard.
Oh.
Zing.
He actually seems to be doing better with this episode. He's settling in with the hearing aid that they've given him, and he tells Bishop Vernon that it's a bit higgledy-piggledy for him, but he's doing his best.
I got the impression he is actually giving the headphones a go, the new hearing aids. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we get an edit, don't we?
Yeah.
And they wanted to make that a prominent storyline.
Again, the more I see of the show, the more I think that they have the producers go, if you could just, indicate that you're pissed off right now, that'd be great. And so he's going, why, sure I can do. Punch this thing repeatedly. Oh, I'm so angry.
Maybe.
Maybe. But, he and James get invited for lunch, and they stay even longer, don't they? Extra super long.
Even after lunch they stay.
He and James seem to be palling it up in that instance. Like, he seems to be, of the boys, he's the one that they seem to be going, he gets it. And then Billy Joe in the girls is the one that they're like, she gets it.
Yeah.
They're the two golden kids.
Seen as the most serious and the most likely to actually assimilate into the culture.
Yeah, because they are. It's so clear, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they want it more.
Yeah, they seem to... I think out of the group of muggles that we have in the boys and the girls, even from the off, when you first saw them, you kind of went, oh, those two are probably the most likely.
They were primed for it more.
I mean, Billy Joe was a cosplayer anyway, so she was kind of 50% there. And Aaron just seemed to get it. You looked at it and went, oh, well, at least he works himself. He works out. He's lived near an Amish community and all of that. Like, he probably
I think they said his best friend was Amish, didn't they?
Something
Have
like
I made that up as well?
No, he had an Amish friend as a kid, yeah. No, you got that one right.
Hooray!
Any other nuggets of
I don't know.
what was Kendra's big thing that you remember?
Oh, she's a dancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
I don't know anything about her dad.
No, I don't think we've heard anything about that.
I'm making stuff up about parents.
Billy Joe was adopted by seagulls at the age of 4. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. That there was almost like this reckoning of how attentive they were at the ceremony, because Emma has got a real bee in her bonnet about all of the others sort of stepped out at various points to sort of crick their back or take a break, and she was not happy.
I know, and I can kind of see this from both sides. So the Muggles were there not understanding a word because they were doing it in their own dialect.
In German or Pennsylvania Dutch, but not English.
Not English. So, I mean, these people are sat for a long time on uncomfortable benches, not even being able to engage with what's being said. That is tricky. And the fact that they did all stay, they just took breaks, I thought was quite good. But I can totally see where Emma's coming from. This is the first time you're coming to our church. Be respectful. Do it properly.
Yeah. Especially as that's such a big deal. Aaron was pumped for it, wasn't he? And he was like, oh, I just want to immerse myself in everything. I can't believe they've invited me for food.
Yes. Because he said, someone said that you can't normally get in. You don't,
no
Muggles aren't invited in. So he was very excited to be able to go.
Well, even Matt was up for it.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, well, I really wanted to go to the church service.
Yeah, and Bishop Vernon, because we did actually see him in this episode, said that more than anything, the faith and the church service is the most important part of becoming Amish.
I feel like he and James particularly really need to get in alignment, because I feel like James is more on the, do all of the other stuff. That's the important thing.
Right. You do?
Well, that's what James seems to be. He's like, no, I want you to, like, adhere to all the rules, wear the clothes properly, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Whereas Vernon's like, yeah, all of that stuff's nice and everything, but you really need to get with the religion.
I think that's probably the difference in the strictness and the conservatism of each of the communities, yeah. Because they've said again and really highlighted this episode what a strict community James grew up in.
Well, so strict they don't do Rumspringers.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's not sure, because they haven't gone into it in a huge great detail, Rumspringer is where young Amish people in certain communities are given a period of time to go and live in the English world to see if they still want to be Amish.
Yes, and if you previously watched Breaking Amish, you might remember that in fact Rumspringer can be for anyone at any time.
As we learn in this episode. Suddenly Rumspringer!
Yeah, because they hear the music. It wasn't that music.
No, but then I love that James is on it. He's like, that sounds like Rumspringer music.
Yeah, let's go.
I tell you what, his Rumspringer radar was on point. He's like, he and Emma were on it.
Yeah, they barely introduced themselves. Alcohol?
Do you suppose, thinking with my cynical hat on, that the production had organised for this pickup truck full of Rumspringer kids to show up for the show?
I did wonder that. I did wonder that.
Of all the places for them to just rock up with their pickup truck and their booze.
Yeah, and then the counter to that is, why now?
Because there's cameras.
No, I meant why this week?
Because, I don't know. Because they wanted to highlight the hypocrisy.
But it didn't further any storylines particularly.
What? Yes, it did.
Well...
It didn't further any storylines apart from all the ones it did.
Well...
James got very drunk and then he tried to wrestle his cousin.
Like sexy wrestle.
Yes, because she was putting her arms up in the air and sort of wiggling and then trying to take him down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the Kickstarter for little bits and bobs that they've all noticed about Emma and James. So again, I don't think it was necessarily driving a storyline, but I feel like they used it to highlight stuff that's been going on that we haven't yet seen.
Yeah, although I feel like it acted as this sort of lightning rod for that, particularly for Matt, in him going, well, what the hell is this? I get lectured if I so much as touch Kendra's leg, whereas Jimbo over there is trying to sort of feel up his cousin, and that's fine.
But there is this thing of, when you're trying to learn the rules, surely you should learn the rules as they actually are. And then once you've figured that out, then you know where you can bend them a little bit and...
See, like James knows.
Exactly. He's done it the right way in many respects. He knows the rules, therefore he knows where to bend them. But the Muggles don't know.
No.
They have to know where the line is.
I think it's interesting as well, actually, because they've had this really hard line approach from James particularly.
Yeah.
And James was sort of going, well, look, we've run them hard on this, so they need a bit of a pressure release.
Yeah.
So we'll let them do this. But I'm like, in some ways, that's kind of gonna disorient them more. It's like they finally get to the point where they're starting to get used to it, and then suddenly it's back to... And then they see James going, is this a Shiraz? And then starts pouring it out and is getting drunk. And everyone's like, well, hang on. Grumpy Dad is now letting loose.
Yeah.
It was very strange, I thought. And...
But then doesn't that lend it to being natural?
I guess, yeah.
Like an unplanned Rumspringer.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe James and Emma didn't know it was coming, but I bet production did.
That's possible.
I think James was just delighted that he didn't have to use up any of his duffel bag booze stash.
Yeah, his is preserved for another day.
I really enjoyed that he was looking at it when they were proper filming right close, and then we cut to a slightly zoomed out one where they're filming him from further away as he sort of wanders up and pours himself a beer thinking no one's watching. And then, of course, at that point, all bets are off and he's just drinking openly.
No, but Kendra was going for it with dancing, wasn't she?
Oh, yes.
I've never seen anyone twerking in an Amish dress.
I don't think any of them had either.
Also, that was the first time I realised that her material choice was somewhat sheer.
Okay.
Like, you could see her individual legs.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I see what you mean.
She was wearing a very pale colour.
Well, to be fair, it was backlit by fire. So... But yeah, it was a weird thing around. But I think a nice little nugget that we got an insight into James was that he said, if I'd have had a Rumspringa, I don't think I'd be shunned now, because he thinks he'd have got it out of his system.
Yeah, I think he'd have left the Amish.
Well, yeah, me too. I think that might be true.
Yeah.
But I suppose we've touched on it with Emma and James. Like, their relationship we explore quite a lot more this episode, I think. And I am confused.
I think a lot of people are confused.
I think they're confused.
Yeah, I think she's confused.
Because she was talking like, he's taught me a lot, I've learned a lot, like everything I know.
We're very
from
close.
him. Yeah, and she sort of fishes out there for you, would you ever date me? And he sort of goes, I don't know. And she goes, yeah, we'd be terrible together anyway, wouldn't we? And I'm like, oh, you did not get the result you wanted from that.
And then she hints at, when she says, he taught me everything I know,
yeah.
the hint there and the inference is that they have slept together. And then he clarifies it in a talking head by himself and go, we haven't. And then they immediately cut us to, must be nighttime footage.
Because it's dark.
From one of the static cameras in the house of her going across the hallway into the bathroom. And then, about 2 seconds later, the door opens. He comes out holding a towel round himself. Just round his bottom half. So he's otherwise naked. Knocks on the door a couple of times. She says, come in. And in he goes to the bathroom.
And he says, are you sure? And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we cut to her covering the camera.
Yeah.
And I'm confused.
I don't know where that camera is.
I can't help but feel like that wasn't actually a camera in that room. It was someone covering a camera
in
separately.
A different space.
But they're going...
I thought that might have been in the bedroom.
It's like one of those things on a thing where they're making an innuendo about someone having sex, so they show like a rocket firing or something. You know, the implication is that they got down and dirty in the bathroom while everyone was asleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is definitely sexual tension there. Mm-hmm. And everyone's banging on about them being cousins. Even Bishop Vernon's like, so you two are cousins, right?
I know. And surely he knew that before.
And they're
third cousins. Third cousins.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Not that anything's happened, but if it had, totally fine.
Yeah.
And they're sort of like flirting with each other in front of him, and he looks stony-faced.
They also flirt with each other at other times. And one particular time when we were talking about Aaron, you said that he's getting closer to James.
Oh, God.
At one point, he and James were in the kitchen. Emma comes in, starts flirting with James, and Aaron just up and leaves.
He, like, runs.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to, like, spoon feed him, and he's like, no. But we saw also clips of him walking up, James walking up behind Emma and grabbing her around the waist.
Yeah.
It was very handsy.
Mm-hmm. All that physical touch that they've been telling everyone else they can't do.
It makes you wonder if there is that there, but he's kind of like, well, I'll take her for granted. She's my fallback.
Yeah, she's my safety.
But there's something exciting about Kendra.
Well, and also they're not related at all.
No, there is that.
So that's good for the gene pool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But
anyway.
Yeah. But that sort of generates a lot of resentment from Kendra and Matt.
To be honest, it seems to generate quite a lot of resentment from a lot of them.
What does Alan make of it? I want to know, because he hasn't said anything much about it.
We don't know, do we?
No.
But Billy Joe wasn't impressed.
No. Billy Joe isn't impressed by a lot of things this episode. To be fair, she's really settling into that judgy Amish mindset.
Well, because she says it's just awkward. Like, it's awkward to watch. Like,
because was Billy Joe is part of Alan's household, isn't she?
Yes.
So this is relatively new for her in close quarters, because they've been bat evicted into James and Emma's house. To be fair, James and Emma are probably having a great time living together at the moment, by the seam of it.
But with everyone as well. That's probably why they're having to sneak around.
Well, the implication is they probably don't live together all the time.
Oh, I see what you mean.
They shacked up, but in a acceptable way.
Yes. Yes.
Well, sort of.
In duty to the church.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse, isn't it?
We are in service. Sorry, innuendo o'clock done. Well, shall we talk about Kendra and Matt.
Go on then, since we're halfway there.
Yeah, being the part 2 of the love triangle sort of conundrum thing. So it's pretty clear that Matt has only come back to try and get with Kendra, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like, because...
He doesn't even seem very interested in dating her.
No, the more I've seen of him, the less I've liked him, because he's acting like a smug shit.
Like a petulant child.
Yes, exactly. I do enjoy that to get at him, James set him the task of mowing a huge amount of grass with the worst manual lawnmower.
That reminds me of one that I had years ago. Oh
Yeah.
My God, that thing was frustrating.
Yours wasn't deep brown with rust, though.
It still didn't work, though.
No, but and we know they've got petrol weed whackers.
Yeah.
that was pointed. He wasn't wrong when he said that James was being a dick.
I know, but he also wasn't doing anything to help himself.
No, he deserves it. Everyone's a dick here. But yeah, that was funny, but it gives them the excuse to slope off.
Yeah. The thing is, right, she comes out, Kendra does, with water to drink for him. Why? What chore is she supposed to be doing? What's everyone else doing?
Well, that's
Why
true.
is no one else bringing him a drink if drinks are required?
Yeah, you would have thought they'd have been like, do you know what? Maybe Kendra isn't the one to send.
Yeah, let's send someone else
While
out.
he's all sweaty and
if
glistening.
everyone else is like dusting and whatnots, Kendra needs more chores.
Because to be fair, that's true. Because when we've heard from people talking about the lifestyle, they're always like, the chores are never ending.
Yeah.
The work is never done.
They seem to find time.
La-di-da-di-da.
And then, this really got to me actually. Matt just throws the lawnmower down.
Well, you wouldn't... Yeah, we don't want him to break that finely tuned
No, but
bit of
it's
equipment.
disrespectful. It's like throwing a bike down.
I know. Oh, it is disrespectful, but he is made of disrespect.
Yeah, I don't like... in that moment, I really didn't like him. I had some level of empathy for him until that point.
I think at the very point that James escorted him off his property, at that point he was done. And he's come back. I think he's been persuaded to come back, and they've gone, look, you can be a dick, just, you don't have to engage, but the content
You
will be
reckon?
great. Yeah, I think they brought him back specifically for this conflict. Because it's telly, innit?
I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. But, like, he throws down the tool and they slope off to the creek.
Yes.
And it's interesting because when they arrive, they've packed up a picnic hamper.
Yeah, suddenly they're having a picnic.
So what did they... Is the implication that they snuck back into the house, found a hamper, filled it with stuff from the fridge that they shouldn't have, and then trekked off for a picnic? And presumably Emma spotted them and followed them.
Yeah. It depends how much you believe the producers are involved.
The producers
They
are
might have
massively
sent
involved.
her.
Well, they had a nice pre-packed grape punnet.
But first of all, we have Matt and Kendra sitting, let's say, a foot apart from each other, sort of leaning in on the
And he's
picnic
got his
rug.
hand on her knee.
Again. And then Emma appears and says, you shouldn't be sitting that close. You're too close.
You need to be arm's width apart. I'm going to make you a guide stick.
Yeah. And they don't take kindly to this, but they're breaking the rules.
No, I know. This was at the point where I'm like, both of you get in the bin.
Yeah. Come on now. You've been told.
Well, do you know, actually, it's really interesting because James said quite a nice little snippet about all of this, which is there's darkness in Matt.
Yeah.
And Kendra is susceptible to temptation.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. She was, when Matt wasn't here, she was making good progress in the process of what they're here to do.
Yes.
Now he's back. All he gives a shit about is trying to sort of corrupt her away from the process. And she's being tempted.
She's letting him.
Yeah, and so she was saying, like, I'm here to be Amish, but in that moment, I don't care. I don't want to be Amish. I just want to do what I want to do.
Which is the pleasure of the flesh, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, in general, if that's what they want to do, fine. But
wait another week, for God's sake.
They're here to be on this process, right? It is disrespectful. And I agree, because Billy Joe gives them shit about this in the preview for next episode. And I agree with her. Like, you're cheapening what everyone else is doing. If you're going to do that, just both leave.
Just leave,
Just
yeah.
go. Which is, I mean, to be fair, it seems like that's what they do.
Well, sort of. They don't leave the process, but they go to a motel.
But yeah, they're sort of going like, well, Emma's being a dick. It's like, well, no, she's not. She's responsible for you guys, right?
Yeah.
And from her religious perspective as well, like, you've committed yourself to this experience, and now you're going, yeah, but I don't wanna.
And then it's quite insulting because Matt says that we're in our 30s, she's only 23. Like, okay. But she's your guide in this, and she's telling you what the rules are, and you are blatantly disrespecting her.
Yeah, and also who's being really childish of like, oh look, we'll walk hand in hand, but it's only for safety. And they keep going, what do you think of this? Do you approve of this? Is this okay? And I'm
Also,
like, oh, go in the bin.
Yeah. Also, so they were saying, and I think it was both Kendra and Matt saying, how do you know if you're truly compatible with someone unless you have physical contact? And then I think Kendra said, and that also includes sexual intimacy. So to an extent, I agree with that. However, if you truly, truly get on with someone and you find each other hilarious and you find yourself wanting to spend every waking moment with that person, surely it's a given that the physical and sexual side will just work.
Well, maybe, but even
No, but seriously, I don't want you to brush over that.
No, you are right. I think that's important. Like,
and also, given their specific situation, they're only here for a month.
well, yeah, exactly, and that's like I agree with that. Like, my opinion is that there's nothing wrong with, intimacy before marriage and all of this sort of thing. Like, that's up to you. However, if you're going into a process to integrate into a highly religious society where the rules are chaste courtship, maybe that's not the time to be busting out your whole, like, well, it's my body, my choice kind of malarkey. Like, it is a difficult situation, I grant you, but you're here to integrate. If you've decided that it's not for you, bugger off. I don't know, I find it infuriating.
I just felt like in that moment they were trying to justify their behaviour.
Yeah, exactly. It was very teenagery.
Yeah. There was no need for it.
No. And do you know who's not here for it? Billy Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleased she stood up and said something because she called Kendra out immediately.
And that's nice, actually, because she's calling them both out equally and challenging them. She's not just going, she's not saying, oh, you're being a slut or she's going, you're disrespecting us.
Yeah.
We're trying to adhere to this process and you're just going. Like, you can't be Amish and then go and stay at a hotel.
You can't have it always.
Yeah. You want your cake and eat it. And you can't.
Yeah. At least for right now.
Well, considering how much they're everyone in that process is sacrificing and adjusting and pushing through, and then to see those two just go to a hotel.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting as well, and this might be crossing the line of judgmental, and of course we don't know the edit, but Matt has not mentioned missing his children.
No, that's true.
He is focused so much on getting his leg over that I don't think he's given a second thought to his kids.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. Like I said, I think when he's come back, he's just come back to do exactly what he's doing now, which is to take Kendra away with him.
Yeah.
He's been fairly open about it, to be fair. It's just, yeah, I hear what you're saying, though. We haven't heard a single mention of his kids.
No, it's all about what he wants.
Yeah.
And what he wants is Kendra.
Oh, yes.
Regardless of the rules that he signed up for.
I suppose on the counterbalance, because we heard from Billy Joe when she was talking to Bishop Vernon that the aircon is what she misses the most. So maybe she was just really jealous they were going to be in an aircon room.
At the motel? You think the motel's air conditioned?
I reckon so.
Might not be.
It might not be, but maybe she's just like, if there's a chance.
I don't think the motel in Schitt's Creek was air conditioned.
You know that's not like real.
It's the most time I've spent watching motel stuff. What?
Nothing. Good.
We don't have motels.
I feel like I just need to take a moment to say thank you for your contribution.
Okay.
But the interesting thing with, just while we're talking about Billy Joe, she's sort of almost become the sort of the English voice of the Amish for the group, the Muggle interface. She's like settled into being like, well, I'm going to give you the Amish perspective on this.
You feel like she's bridging the gap.
Well, I mean, like Bishop Vernon said that she could join today.
Yeah.
Like she's in, approved, done.
I know.
Which I feel like might be spoilers for next episode.
I think that had a lot to do with the fact that the only thing she misses is air conditioning.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, fair enough.
And she was kind of joking with that as well.
I got the impression he was like, yeah, to be fair, I'd love air conditioning.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're quite liberal. He's probably like, I've got aircon at home. You're with Alan, he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
James has got it sequestered somewhere, I bet, in a duffel bag.
Like Mervyn, D.I. Mervyn off of Death in Paradise, taking his mobile air conditioning unit with him.
I reckon somehow, he's got Mervyn's satellite dish buried away somewhere. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting that that's kind of what she misses. Or like she suffers with the heat.
With the heat, yes, and it's not so much that she misses the aircon, it's that she's suffering with the heat, and the aircon would be what solves that in ordinary life.
Yeah.
So otherwise, she seems to be settling in really well, and that's probably why Bishop Vernon says, she's in if she wants.
You've already had a date, so we can marry you off. Yeah. It's fine.
So who haven't we talked about?
Judah.
Esme.
Oh, Esme? Yeah, well, let's go with Esme.
All right. I thought she was doing quite well, you know. She talks about sort of loving being distant from her nails and her lashes, but then Bishop Vernon doesn't seem too impressed.
What that probably shows or represents is we are, like, they've been there for, a couple of weeks now, right?
2 or 3, yeah.
We've seen such a tiny snippet. So, and of course there's a narrative that they're trying to show.
Yeah.
So she had her struggles and her attitude problem of, like, 1 week of that was her going, well, I'm not taking my nails off. Mm-hmm. We have to bear in mind that that's over half the time she's been there.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's more to it, like the day-to-day. Maybe she's not sort of settling into the chores as well.
I suppose there is room for her kicking up a fuss about other stuff, and it's just boring and it hasn't made the cut because they've got so much other interesting stuff going on.
And of course, she's sitting down one-to-one with Bishop Vernon, so she's going to be saying the right things, right? Whereas he's probably had reports back that she's not quite as...
Maybe. I was just surprised. I was surprised because he called out, was it Matt and Esme as not doing too well?
Yeah, down there in the muck with Matt, eh?
Yeah.
Not even Kendra.
This is why I was surprised.
But again, maybe it's the histrionics that she had around the nails and the eyelashes.
But even now she's quite reflective on that and seems to be quite grateful for going through it. So I was just surprised.
Yeah, but again, we don't... There's probably...
You don't know the rest.
Yeah, she might have been the first one to get up and go and wander off at the church ceremony. She might be having to take lots of breaks from her chores and stuff. You just don't know. She might be really pissy about flies. I don't know.
All right. Okay, so Judah then.
He seems to be doing all right, actually. I was sort of pleasant. He seems to be middle of the road. I like the way that when they asked how you getting on, he was like, I think you're a cult.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Bishop
Boom.
Vernon values his honesty.
Yes. He did not look impressed when he said it.
No.
Because, why would you?
And then he kept saying, we're a community.
The reality is...
The culture.
Yeah. No one's forced to stay here, all right?
Don't all cults say that.
But it was really interesting, actually, when he broke it down. What I thought Bishop Vernon was quite good was that almost middle managery thing of going like, what? I have heard what you've said, and let me summarise it back to you. Mm-hmm. And so... he sort of summarised the whole thing with Judah as being like, well, he really values his individuality. It's his strength. He considers it one of his defining strengths.
Yeah.
But in the Amish, that's a liability. And so that is quite an adjustment for him to have to work through because, that's a fundamental foundational point of his self-identity.
It's seen as a flaw in the Amish, whereas in Muggle life, it's a virtue.
Yeah. Bishop Vernon has plainly heard all his talk about pimping his ride.
Yeah. Black rims on the buggy.
Yeah. But I thought it was quite interesting to see that the way it was. He was very open and honest in that almost naively young man way.
Well, because, who was it? Emma and James, maybe, talking about the bishop and how most people are fearful and scared of talking to the bishop because they are so highly regarded in the community. And then you've got Judah going, I think you're a cult. Like, straight to his face.
So, yeah, quite refreshing. It's like, no one talks to me like this.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about the interviews, the one-on-one interviews that Bishop Vernon's, I thought the Kendra one was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, because he was sort of saying, "You look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel beautiful?"
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really interesting the way she goes, "Well, yeah, I like the colour, and I think the hat's cute." So plainly, she's been given a mirror at some point, so she's seen it. But I feel like that still spoke to a fairly superficial approach, because she wasn't going, I don't really care about my appearance. I know that I'm dressing conservatively and I feel like part of the community and I'm not focused on my looks. She's going, well, I like the colour and the hat's cute. So I don't know, it just felt like I feel like she missed the point a little bit there from what we saw.
Could be right. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. But yeah, he asked her if she felt beautiful and she went back to artificial things.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting while I was thinking about it. I just noticed that.
Okay. Back to Judah.
Yes.
I just wanted to talk about his bisexuality because that comes up again this episode.
He also wants to talk about it, but is once again put off doing that.
Well, so Alan calls Matt over after he catches him touching Kendra's leg and then gets all the men, so he's got Aaron and Judah as well, and they're having a chat around the kitchen table about what is and what is not acceptable. And so Judah, I thought quite cleverly, takes this opportunity to fish for information on how the Amish view sexuality.
Yeah, because he says like, if hypothetically, if two women or two fellas were in a same-sex relationship, would that be insta-shun?
And Alan's like, what do you mean same-sex relationship? What does that mean? Yes. Yes, you would be shunned.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not okay.
Judah's like, okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, forget what we just said.
Because interestingly, he sort of piggybacked off of Aaron, because Aaron had said, well, if there was like premarital sex and a non-wedlock pregnancy, would that be a shunning? And that's a shunning, and that's a shunning.
Alan didn't really answer that. He was like, you just try and avoid that.
There would
and then
be
they talk about pulling out for a while.
Oh, God. Judah, he's like, yeah, you just pull out. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Oh, dear.
That's still risky.
But Alan joins in, though.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Oh, God. That was such a... This has gone off the rails, Dad, kind of conversation.
And then I was thinking of all those Catholic schoolgirls and their methods.
Okay.
What?
No, that's fine. Okay. They need to get into the Mormon soaking.
What?
Do you not know what soaking is?
No. Oh, I think... No, never mind. I think I can work it out.
As they put in the puns, they've parked the car, but the car is not reversing or moving forward. But sometimes you get friends to jump up and down the bed to generate movement, but you're not doing it yourself, and so it's fine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like how they say the Amish get tattoos.
What?
What? Because they're not allowed tattoos. So what they do is someone just lies there with a needle. Well, the person doing the tattoo just holds the needle still next to someone's arm, and then someone else jiggles the person's arm.
It's the same.
It's the same principle.
Where have you heard that? That's not on this show.
Social media.
Right, okay. I heard it from the internet. I mean, to be fair...
From unreliable sources.
I mean, we're literally talking to people through the internet here, so I mean... But, okay. I've learned something new. Those are going to be some really shit tattoos. The trick is to do what...
I think they're just joking.
Okay.
I think that's what they said. Like, I didn't get tattooed. What happened was, I just, I was
going to say Jacob did it the right way. He plainly did it on his Rumspringer.
Yeah, and then hide it.
Yeah, never show it to anyone, even on a first date.
Because on Breaking Amish, I think a couple of the girls go and get belly button piercings because you'd never see them because they can't get their ears pierced because you can see those.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've missed out not watching those shows. I need to go and watch them at some point.
If we can find them again.
They'll be around somewhere. Yeah. But yeah. I'm just speechless with all of that.
Sorry.
But yeah, that was a really soul crinkling conversation.
Yeah, so Judah was just sort of backing up like, it's fine. And then Alan's like, I wonder why he was asking.
He seems weirdly interested. Yeah. And Matt is just sat on the end there going, this is targeted at me. He's just lecturing me. I hate this.
Yeah, but you know what? This was an important conversation for Judah.
Yeah.
Because he said... if I join the Amish, so he seems to be considering it quite seriously, and I fall in love with a man, then I'm going to have a problem because I'll be kicked straight back out. I might be lucky and fall in love with a woman, but I can't control that.
Yeah.
And I thought, gosh, like that is a massive burden to feel.
It feels like there's a really dramatic coming of age movie there somewhere with like Brokeback Mountain, but
Amish.
a Muggle man comes into an Amish community and falls in love with a heavily repressed gay Amish man, and then together they go through the trials and tribulations. And it doesn't sound fun, but it does sound like one of those movies
gritty.
that would get Oscar nominations.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
have we covered everyone?
James and Emma. They're Matt, Judah, Billy Joe, Aaron, Kendra, Esme. Yeah.
Have we covered everything?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a interesting episode. It was sort of like
Felt a bit bitty.
Quite bitty considering it was a tale of two main things, which was church ceremony. I suppose three: church ceremony, interviews,
Sex. What? Intimacy?
I mean, there's a clip. But yeah, again, it went quick.
Yeah, it did.
So I think next episode is the big finale.
Yeah, but then the preview didn't feel like it was going to be a finale.
So we'll have to see if there's going to be more. But at the moment, the scheduling I see only shows one more. So.
But then the timeline's been all over the place for this.
But we didn't see anything about, like, we're going to have the reckoning, as they call it.
Well, Bishop Vernon talked a lot about the reckoning.
Yes, but we didn't see it in the preview.
No, we didn't.
They were far too busy going, James is hunting down Kendra and Matt at a motel.
So actually, this might, if we don't get any more episodes sort of appear, might just be a mid-season break, mightn't it?
I suppose. That would be unusual to do for a first season of a show.
But how otherwise are they going to fit the Motel Discovery and the Reckoning in one episode?
To be fair, the Motel Discovery might be really quick and underwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, like when they built up, like, oh, is Esme going to do eyelashes? And then it's with
like,
30 seconds in, done, boom.
Yeah.
Is Matt going to leave? Yes. Do you know?
True.
Or that one where they were like, someone was going to leave and then they just ignored it.
Yeah.
So it could...
That was Esme again, wasn't it?
Because it's an hour-long episode, more, give or take.
Yeah, give or take adverts.
Yeah, minus, say, give 5 minutes to this motel thing. Loads of time.
All right.
But we'll see.
We will.
Join us next week. What did you rate this episode?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I quite liked it. There was a lot there, interesting, but it did feel a bit disjointed. And I do feel like I want a bit more from some of the ones we don't hear from. Like, I want to understand the Esme stuff, why Bishop Vernon doesn't think she'll fit. Like, show us more.
I'm hoping that we'll get into that in the Reckoning. But it'll be interesting to see if Matt and Kendra actually make it to the Reckoning as well.
Yeah. And I think their blatant disregard for Amish lifestyle, despite trying to join the Amish, is frustrating to watch, actually.
Okay.
So 7. What about you?
I'm giving it a 4 kissing cousins out of 7.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's still good, but it was my least engaged of all the episodes so far. I found the Matt and Kendra stuff frustrating. Because I'm like, just go away.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And it not in that good way of like, oh, villain. It was more just like a get in the bin.
They are very entitled.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm struggling with.
Maybe they suit each other. They're going to be one of these really annoying couples that they'll end up married and have more kids and be really happy.
Stay together forever.
Oh, I'm unnecessarily emotionally invested in how much I dislike you. I think this might be a me problem.
It's just the disrespect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if this was a different show, we'd probably be rooting for them.
Yeah, because the problem is they're somehow managing... Like, this episode, I aligned with Billy, Joe, and James. What have they done to me?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think I might be on the wrong side. But then no one's the right side. Can I be on Alan's side? What does Alan think?
Yeah, I want to be on Alan's side.
Yeah. But then he's also talking about having to shun the gays.
Yeah.
So that's not a great... I'm starting to think that we shouldn't be on anyone's side.
Well, this is the problem with religious things, isn't it?
I'm starting to think that I can't be on anyone's side at this point because everyone's a problem.
Everyone's a problem. That's probably true for every show ever.
Suddenly Amish, everyone's a problem.
Yeah.
And on that note, that's all, folks. if you're enjoying what you're hearing, please do take the time to rate and review us, ideally with words, on your platform of choice. It really helps us grow.
What do you mean, ideally, with words?
Well, because you can either 5-star rate,
Yeah.
or you can 5-star rate and type nice things, and it weights the ones with words more.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you learn something new every day.
There you go.
Thanks so much for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Toodles!